Welcome back to Race Day on Fox Sports Radio. I'm Rob D'Amico. The number's here, 877-99 on Fox. A little AC/DC on a Sunday morning. Thunderstruck, gotta love that. Huge fan of AC/DC. I can listen to this stuff all day long. As a matter of fact, I probably do. Again, 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Taking your calls, so get on the line, 877-99 on Fox. Pocono qualifying looks like this. Kyle Busch on the pole for today's race. Clint Boyer, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Kurt Busch, Denny Hamlin, Tony Stewart, Juan Pablo Montoya, Casey Kane, Ryan Newman, and Jeff Gordon round out the top 10. Now, the problem is, no, that's a great top 10, and you're probably going to see one of the winners come from that area. The problem is we might have some rain, and we're trying to get Bob Pockris from the NASCAR scene on with us. He's out there. He's been tweeting all morning about how bad the weather looks and could be for this race today. Does expect it to end by 1 and then have, obviously, the track drying take place. So we'll get you up to speed on that as well, trying to get in touch with him, see if we can get him on. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, all that great stuff, our YouTube channel. All you have to do, one-stop shopping there, is go to racedayonfox.com, and you can find the information there as well. All right, let's hit the phones. We'll go to Jeff in St. Pete. Welcome to Race Day on Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, Jeff. Hey, Rob. Love your show, man.
Thank you, Jeff.
Let me ask you a question. I'll ask you this. I'll go ahead and hang up, and I'll listen to your response. Out of all the all the Cup drivers that didn't drive the race for the Nationwide Series, why didn't anybody put Eric Almirola in one of the cars? I mean, as good as he's doing in Truck Series, wouldn't you think somebody will give him a shot sooner or later? And I'll hang up and I'll get your response.
Hey, Jeff, thank you very much. Great point, by the way. And obviously, being from St. Pete, he's from Tampa Bay area here in our backyard, because we broadcast out at a Team E Racing building here in the Tampa Bay area. If you're looking for more information on them, you just go to teameracing.com. But Eric Almirola, he does deserve an opportunity. He's been doing very well. You see him, he was leading the points for a little while in the Truck Series. Now Todd Bodine with his win, he gets that points lead back. I think he trails a little bit. I think it changed, though, this week with that win. I'll get you that here in a minute. But this is a guy that definitely had an opportunity in some of the other series. I will say this. Now, with Jimmie Johnson, with the Hendrick guys there, and Jimmy said something that I thought was pretty interesting. In one of the press conferences, he was talking about having his first child. He could be away from the race car. If that happens, they have Eric Almirola as the backup. That is a huge opportunity. If you're going to get an opportunity to get in one of the cars and be one of the best cars out there, the best crew chiefs, the best teams, you would want to have that opportunity. He's going to get that if Jimmie Johnson needs to take that, and I think that would be a great step in his career. But what Jimmie Johnson said was, this kid is going to have a cup ride one day, so I don't know if that's a little look into what's going on or just an observation on his part, because he is a good driver. Don't know. We'll have to take it as is. Let's go to Rudy in Richmond. Welcome to Race Day on Fox Sports Radio. What's up, Rudy?
Hey, Rob. How are you, man?
I'm doing well this morning.
Going to be an interesting opportunity.
Whoop, you there?
Yeah, I'm here, man. I got you. I'm sorry. We certainly wish everybody the best of luck. We certainly like.
I will say that it's uncharacteristic of Jimmie Johnson. If you look at the last 5 races compared to his first 5 races, it's very obvious what's going on. The last 5 races, he was 31st, 10th, 36th, 16th, and 37th, an average finish of 26.0. Now, if you look at the first 5 races, he had a bad race at Daytona. He finished 35th. Then he had a first, a 12th, and a first, an average finish of 10. So a big difference there. Now, how does this compare to some of the other drivers out there? Well, if we look at them, here is the last 5 races of Kyle Busch, who has a 4.2 average. Kevin Harvick has a 5.6 average. He's our points leader right now currently. Denny Hamlin in the last 5 races is a 7.6. And Jeff Gordon, who probably had a better first 5 races, is a 9.0. Carl Edwards is 5th on that list with 11.0. with the last 5 races, and that's how they line up in the top 5 there. But the problem with Jimmie Johnson is, and why he's doing so bad in the points, is because of the DNFs. 3 DNFs. At this point last year, he didn't have that many DNFs, and we're going to get into that here in a second. But if you look at the most DNFs in 2010 so far, you have a guy like Marcos Ambrose with 5. By the way, he will start in the 16th position today's race. Juan Pablo Montoya will start 7th. He has 4 DNFs. Jimmie Johnson, he starts 25th. Had some trouble qualifying. I do expect him to be a player, no doubt, heading into this race. Ryan Newman, 3 DNFs, and David Rudiman, 5th on that list with 3 DNFs as well. But here's a comparison with Jimmie Johnson from this year to last year. In 2009, in points, he was 3rd. This year, he's 7th right now at this point. Wins, he had 2 last year, 3 this year. Top 5s, he had 6 last year, 5 this year. Last year with top 10s, he had 9 and 7 this year. DNFs, only 1 last year at this point, and now he has 3 at this point. So that's the big difference here, and we'll continue to keep our eye on this. Some of it was his fault, some of it wasn't his fault. Just caught up in the wrong time, wrong place, wrong time. So it's unfortunate. It happens all the time. 877-99 on Fox, 877-996-6369. Let's get Rudy back on the phone. Rudy from Richmond, welcome to Racing on Fox Sports Radio. I don't know what happened there.
Sorry, man.
That's all right, man. Go for it.
It's just like the old Soviet Union. I guess they're bugging our phones now.
They were listening to what you're saying, Rudy. What are you hiding, my man? What are you hiding?
Nothing. We're just good race fans and good Americans. Listen,
that's just for the
you
record.
And Rob, certainly it was an excellent show, but with the new direction, I think will be something different, but better, the same. I think it's nothing but good things, man, and we're all still here, so we're
I appreciate
not going
that. I appreciate that, and that's what I want. All the fans that we've had over the last few years, 8 years, I'm glad you guys stick around. I'm glad you're fans, and appreciate you guys each and every week calling in, making it easy for me this week, man. Some great racing going on. We're having some great conversations in all different forms of racing, so that's what's cool about this show.
Yeah, Rob, what I've always said about your show is the theme of the show is racing is great, all kinds of racing, and if you're only a fan of one type, there's a lot of us out here, yourself included, who try to get you hooked to another type. And I've certainly noticed that over the years listening to the program. I know folks, when you guys started, probably weren't IndyCar fans or drag racing fans or definitely Grand Am fans. But to hear you guys talk about it, certainly interesting. It was a great day of racing yesterday in all forms. Real quick, Rob, other than Danica and Tony Kanaan, I don't know, I saw this last night. Ed the Ace McCullough, the crew chief for Ron Capps and the NHRA, called out the Pedregon brothers for, kind of called them sissies.
I didn't see that. Now, it did come on after the race and all that on ESPN2. I did not get to watch it. I'm hoping to catch some of it today because I believe it starts at 4 on ESPN.
Yeah, it does. Real quick, too, I agree with Linda. Some things we criticized ISC weeks ago after that low Kansas turnout, but what happened yesterday, man? That was a great race last night, and it seems like the folks, I don't know. Maybe I was looking at it wrong.
The only thing I can think of, because obviously put on a great race, I wasn't sure if it was because of Kansas or with this year, it's the first time that a race right after the Indy 500, usually I have a break.
Yeah, that's right.
They might have spent a lot of their money at the Indy 500 giving Texas, that maybe they spent their money already on the Indy 500 and didn't have room for Texas on there. The economy's tight. Yeah. My wallet's been closed a lot often.
We heard folks call your program today who were there, and I know that it looked like a good crowd, but just seemed a little down from what we'd seen in the past from this Texas IndyCar race.
Yeah,
but the date certainly has a lot to do with it.
I would
listen,
agree.
My friend, we will certainly be here with you, and I certainly enjoy your road racing adventures because now you bring a whole different aspect to the program.
I absolutely love road racing. Love to see more of it. I can't wait. Nationwide racing coming up at Road America.
Absolutely, from Road America, man. That's going to be great.
Yeah, no doubt. All right, man.
All right, man.
Talking about Mustang Challenge today at Watkins Glen as well. They got some road racing going on there. The series I took place in, that was a blast. So I know those guys are having a good time. Tony Buffamani, he was fast out there. We were joking last week about, hey, forget about it over there. I got something in the trunk. Well, I think they do now, man, because the guy's fast in practice. Let's see how he qualifies, how they do in the race today. Jason Von Klue, he's got his hands full over there. So we'll keep our eye on that. Let's get some updates. We'll try to get Bob Pockris on to talk about weather at Pocono. Maybe an issue here. So we'll get you up to speed, no doubt about that. It's Rob D'Amico. Race Day on Fox Sports Radio continues. Hang on.